Hey, how's everyone doing out there? Thank you for joining us. This is my good friend Miriam. She's such a darling. She is the founder and creator of ICU Wellness, and she will be telling us, starting off, telling us a little bit about her story, and take the floor. Introduce yourself, sister.
Hi, and thank you so much for having me and for the talk and this interview. I'm happy to be here. My name is Mariam. I go by Mar, and I am the founder and healing artist at ICU Wellness and ICU Sanctuary, which we are a community that is kind of global community at this point. We're a tight but global community doing the work to heal, to rise, and master and share our medicine and yeah, that's what I'm up to recently.
That's beautiful, sister. So, where were you born? Where are you from originally?
I am from and was born and raised in Marrakesh, Morocco, and that's in North Africa.
Okay, beautiful. When did you come to the United States?
I came to the United States when I was 18. I My parents kind of pushed me to come to continue my studies, to go to college. Basically, my older sister was already here, and so I was like, okay, I'll go. And then I came, and then a year later, my sister decided to go back, and I just stayed ever since.
Beautiful, beautiful. You took the leap.
I did.
Um, so when you came, you went to corporate initially.
Yeah. So when my after high school, I was like, okay, what do I want to do? When I was 15, actually, I had this vision of myself speaking to the masses, and I didn't know what that was or anything, but it kind of stayed with me, and I was thinking as far as a career, like what do I want to do, and that kind of led the way. And so when I started thinking and looking, googling and like researching, maybe not googling at that time, but just researching like how do I speak to the masses, communications and advertising came up. And then I learned about there's these people who are creative people who come up with the ideas and the art and the copy and all of that. And I was like, that's what I want to do. I want to come up with the ideas that can influence people and like I can uplift people, and I want to speak to the masses. And so that's what I came here to do. I went to school, got a bachelor's in communications, advertising, and became a creative, an art director, and went straight from there. I went to school in Houston, Texas, and then I graduated and moved to New York City, which is the capital of advertising. And that's when I started my corporate career in advertising.
Beautiful. So, what made you shift to more of a spiritual journey?
Well, that was a whole journey. That was a whole journey. I always joke and say that when I was in the advertising industry, I got to learn how the matrix works, and was able to exit the matrix. And so when I was there, I got to see, how much power these people in communications have over the collective, and the type of stories are created. And when I got there, I didn't think it was going to be like that. Of course, that's probably due to me being naive, and I wanted to do something good within the industry. So I was advocating for like women and like for like more positive um, messages. I was advocating for people of color, for Black people, for us to like just be more in the forefront, to have representations, and things were moving so slow, and it was like so bureaucratic and like straight up bullshit that there came a point where I just couldn't really do it anymore. I couldn't
Yeah.
I couldn't play in that system because I understood how harmful it was, not just for me, for my body, for my spirit, but for the world. And so I had to take a leap of faith and basically just quit. And after 8 years in the industry, like working, it was more like 10 years, but working fully here in New York in Madison Avenue, I had to take the plunge and trust the mystery and see where it took me, because I was like, this cannot be it. There has to be something more. It was no longer, my spirit did not accept being in that environment anymore, because I could see the bullshit. I could see the games, and I did not want to play those games. I wanted to play my own game. And so I took a leap of faith into the unknown after that.
Okay, that's good. That takes a lot of courage, because a lot of people are afraid to leave and start a completely new journey. So that is very, very, very courageous.
I mean, I had to, because it was courageous, but for me it came to the point where I kind of lost my joy. Like I lost I lost everything. So I was like, I'm not happy. I don't even care about being here. So I waited actually too long, because I waited until I lost my spirit, like my essence. Like it was just, I felt so disconnected. So losing that didn't feel like anything, because I had already lost all the good things in life, which was peace, joy, and all of that. So I took that leap of faith, because I really had to save myself. I had to literally, I had to save myself, because if I stayed there any longer, I would have been lost forever, maybe. And thank God for my guides who pulled me, or like, there's more. So just, they didn't tell me what it was, but they were like, just go this way. We'll tell you later.
That's good. That's good. That's good. That's always good to follow your heart, your intuition, follow your guides, your spirit guides. You answered the call, and now you have this beautiful, beautiful company, ICU Wellness. When did you start this? When did you start the company?
I started it in August 2017, like soft. I started like a soft launch, and then in March 2018 was the official launch of ICU Wellness. So it's been 4 years now.
Oh wow, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. So, what is the most important factor of ICU Wellness?
So I see wellness the way I designed it to be. Like it's not like a business model or anything. It kind of grows as I grow and as I shift and change. So right now, ICU Wellness has different components. It has the apothecary, which are the products that I make that are designed to uplift or ground or just shift your vibration. And those are products that I make using some of the plants here that I grow in my garden. It's a way for me to just stay connected to the earth and to nature. And so that's one part of ICU Wellness. And then the other part was the studio, which is the space where I would have in-person events. So for the first 3.5 years of ICU Wellness, I did exclusively in-person events. So I didn't do anything online until 2020. And now, post 2020, we have the ICU Sanctuary, which is really a digital space, a digital sanctuary for us to come together as, people who are in their healing journey, people who are awakening, to come together and be in community, support each other, and heal and rise. So I'm a healer. That's what I do. I'm an energy worker, and so I provide experiences for people to heal themselves and to rise to their magic and medicine, and to share it with the world. And that's the third part of ICU Wellness. So we have the apothecary, the studio, and the sanctuary.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Beautiful, beautiful. Let me Okay, so you're no longer doing the in-person, you're doing it over the Zoom. That's the sanctuary membership, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. So you were saying you provide healing classes. What does the membership, provide through the Zoom?
Sure. So there's four different parts of membership. So let's say four different levels or four different categories of membership. The first one is a free membership for everyone, for my entire community, and that I call that my new Instagram. So like an algorithm free space for me to share and not put it in like, you know, just the wild. The way my guides have showed it to me is that Instagram and social media is like the big plaza, like the big market, and the sanctuary is like the temple. So people have to like choose to go and learn these things. It's not effective to be shouting this spiritual stuff on social media. So that's what I did. I have the free membership. So that's where I share my monthly guidance and whatever downloads I have. Sometimes I do have, sometimes I don't, but I share readings and guidance, like collective stuff. We do giveaways, and we have like community meetings where we come together and like do energy work and that kind of stuff. So that's the free membership. And under that, there's three different paid membership levels. And the first level is for people who are interested in energy hygiene, like basically keeping their energetic field cleansed and clear, and you know, and also have some community members events. So for the first level, we do monthly energy cleanses, and we have a book club, and we have what I call the embodiment club, which is basically a member-led club where members can share their medicine. So let's say we have a yoga teacher, we have a breath work, you know, I have you know, different people coming to share their medicine. So it's more embodied practices. So those are people who are like looking for like light energy work just to maintain. And then the level 2 is people who want to do the energy hygiene work, but also want to learn. They want to learn how this stuff works. And so not just receive, but also like learn, like almost learn the technique. So that's when we have even more workshops, more deeper lectures. We have guest teachers who come and teach the how, and then you also get the cleanses and everything else. And then the third level, which is basically includes everything from learning to energy hygiene stuff to the cleanse sessions to the embodiment club, basically everything we do at the sanctuary, plus they receive a bi-monthly self-care package with the products that I make seasonally here from the garden stuff. They receive garden herbs, so like kind of stuff. So that includes products as well. And that's what the sanctuary is about in as far as the levels.
Okay. That's beautiful. You know, the one thing I do love about you is you're well thought out, well organized. You plan it out. You know exactly your intentions for your services as well as your products, because you also do sell products. You have bath salts, you have oils, you have herbs. I'm trying to remember the name of these. An herb I saw starts with an N. I don't know if I wrote it down, but it's would you consider those so the
Marrakesh
tea blend?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So your products, what inspires those? What inspires the bath? Is it the self-care? It's part of the healing as well, right? Of course.
Yes. So self-care is at the core of what we do. I call it radical self-care. It's not just it's not just like, oh my God, let me take a bath. It's more like you do this consistently so that when things get wild, you're actually grounded and taken care of. So the products are all designed to, you know, uplift you or ground you or support you in your journey as being like a human. And so like they're like plant allies, and a lot of them are ancestral recipes from Morocco and like from my ancestors. And so that is a way to stay close to nature, to stay close to herbs and to Mother Earth as we go on about our lives. And like they are designed to attune your energy field to certain frequencies. So it's like if you are in the subway, for example, and like the subway is actually passing right now, I can hear it here in New York. But if you're in the subway or like this public space and there is a lot of energy around. I'm energy sensitive, so they're created also for people who are also energy sensitive and people who are developing their intuitive gifts. If you're in this space with a lot of energy, you can easily attune to people's energy and like, especially if you're not trained and like pick up a lot of stuff. You know, it's very easy for somebody who's not trained to be like overwhelmed with all the energy around them. So these products, some of them, not all of them do this, but some of the products are really designed to shield you. Like it's but with earth, you know, with earth-based allies and to support you and to keep you contained and until you learn to do that energy work without using herbal allies. So there's so many ways to do it, energy work, and the product is one way to do energy work. So we do it through the products, through the allies, and we also do it energetically and so many different ways through rituals and that kind of stuff. So that's what the products, I feel like the products are important because we are humans and we like to smell and taste and feel and work with the elements. And like there's like products that are more fiery, some are them more watery. So it's like depending on how you are and who you are, bringing natural products into your system is going to be so helpful because most of the are filled with a lot of crap. And actually the reason why I even started making the products was for myself. Like it wasn't to sell, they were for me, because after I had my whole awakening or experience, I became extremely sensitive to certain foods. I became vegan. I became extremely sensitive to certain smells. I could not do fragrance. So I turned to herbs and essential oils and started making those products. And then I decided, you know what, I could probably share these with the world. And so that's kind of what mostly my journey has been. Things that work for me that I decide to share with the world. That's really ICU Wellness. Like I see you because I've been there. I've been in your shoes, and now I get to share with you the journey, so you can like not make the same mistakes. Support it. So, yeah.
Yes. I love it. I love the logo because it's a play on words. I see you well. I see you well. So that's very creative. That's pretty neat. So what advice would you give a young sister, I mean, or anyone in general that is awakening to their spirituality and want to possibly open up a business of their own? Just waking up to their own business, to like they've done the healing themselves and they want to open up a business of their own. How do you think they should go about it?
Well, I feel like as far as business, there's two things to think about. There is like the practical business stuff, like okay, so decide on the business name and start an LLC. You know what I mean? That's like very practical things. But also before you even do that, I think just putting yourself out there. And for me was through Instagram. That was like the first time I put myself out there through social media, let's say. And now I don't use social media as much because I'm on a different place. But that, I would say that's the first step. It's like you have medicine to share. If you feel called to share it, then don't withhold it. Share it every day, whether on social media or with people that are already here in your life. Because a lot of times I feel like people are thinking about, oh my God, I need to start my business and I need to do all these things. And this feels like such a long road that they get discouraged. And as far as a spiritual business, I don't think it should be treated like any type of business. It should be treated, for me, at least in my opinion, it should be treated as I was given this gift or this ability, and my my job is to share it. And so think of it as, if I'm not sharing my gift, somebody's not receiving the healing they need, because you got a contract with them to share, to exchange, you know. So how can I put myself out there so people can see me, can know that I exist, so that I can be of service to those who are, I'm supposed to be here of service to. So I would say, before thinking about the business, just think about what type of service do you want to give, and go ahead and start doing that ASAP. You don't need an LLC, you don't need any of that. You can literally just be of service to a person in the grocery store if you'd like. Of course, don't like force your services on anybody. But when you open yourself up, when you say, universe, I am ready to be of service, believe me, if you're here to be of service, people are gonna find you. They're just will. And so start somewhere, start small, and don't expect for the business to make you a millionaire overnight and give up. Like, this is a lifetime thing. This is, you might get rich or you might not. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it has to be a passion, a fire.
This is for your soul. This is your soul's journey. This is your mission. So it's like, maybe part of your mission is to be a millionaire. Maybe part of your mission is not. The point is you're here to share, to be that mission, and completing that mission has nothing to do with money at all. Completing that mission is about you stepping up to your mission and doing what you know in your heart that you're here to do. And for people who want to make a spiritual business because it's cool and it's trendy, I would say don't do it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what's happening a little bit, huh? People are seeing it's the new thing to do, and they're just trying to jump on the bandwagon and see how it plays out. And no.
So yeah, if anybody listening now be like, that would be cool, don't do it, because you don't want to mess with spirit in that way. It's not gonna end well. You might even become a millionaire and it's still not gonna end well. So I think that when it comes to spirit, it has to be spirit led. It can't be I mean, I guess it can, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, you have this calling within you that you actually don't have a choice but to answer. And so if that somebody is listening and is like, I'm not sure, just start small. I started by sharing affirmations. That's how my business started. I wasn't even thinking it was going to be a business. I was just like, I'm going to share these affirmations for no reason, like just because I want to uplift people, and like, this is affirmation they can use. And that's how it started. If I didn't share that first affirmation, I wouldn't be where I am today. I really wouldn't, because that was the catalyst. And so it's really small. It was a tweet.
That's beautiful. That's yeah, that is very true what you're saying. And that's a very great advice. Always do this stuff because you're passionate about it, because it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of passion. It's not a one-time drive-by, jump on the bandwagon because it's the thing to do. It's something that has to be a calling, has to come from within you.
Yeah.
Yes, that's great. That's very great advice. What else can we say? There's so much that I can pull from. Let's see. At the end of the day, what do you do to heal, and just after like a long day of work, what do you do for your self-care after healing everyone else and all your services and your products and keeping up with everything? What do you do for yourself to center yourself? How do you do your self-care?
I have like a whole toolbox of different self-care tools and things that I do, and it's not always the same. Like, I'm not always in the mood for this thing, so it's not always the same. But I'll tell you some of my favorite ways. Like, just being here in the garden is like such soul nourishment for me, and kind of a lot connecting to earth and like releasing what's not mine through my grounding cord, and letting the birds kind of give me a sound bath. And like, I'm like working with these beings all day long. And so that's like a really easy way because I can just finish my work and come over here and chill, and I'm like good. I get recharged here. Another way that I love to take care of myself is through water stuff. So baths are big for me. I am a double cancer, so like double water. I love me some salt baths. All things ocean. I like to go to the beach. I also like to go to, I like heat. So I'm like half fire, half water. And so I like sauna or like steam room, which like combines the two.
Yeah.
I love going to the sauna or the steam room, to the spa. I also like to do energy work on myself and just kind of grounding myself. I like to do yoga sometimes. But I also like incorporated my self-care through my day. So I don't have to be like, it took me a while. So I'm not going to say I figured it out. I haven't, but it took me a while to understand like what my body needs and what I need. So I try to incorporate this into my lifestyle. So I'm not always depleted. So for example, during my moon cycle week, the whole week I take off. I've been taking off since January this year, 1 week off every month where I just chill and like
That's very powerful.
do nothing, enjoy myself. I usually go to the spa. I go to acupuncture, so like taking care of my body. Excuse the New York noise if you hear. But it's like I'm creating a little heaven in the middle of like crazy concrete jungle. So and speaking of that, it's also like staying in my business, minding my business. Like I feel like a lot of times when I would get depleted if I like try to figure out someone else or like trying to stay out of my bubble. So like staying in there. I use my products. Those are helpful. But I also try to notice like in the seasons, everybody shifts and changes. Every season I'm like, what needs to shift in my life that is in the way of my joy, what I need to increase. And so I have to make some hard decisions sometimes. Like recently I made the decision to not take on one-on-one sessions, and it wasn't a smart business decision because it's just not. It's like I'm taking a pay cut. You know what I mean? But it's what my soul wanted, and so it's like I have to prioritize that above all things, and I do it. And then that's how I stay happy and grounded.
Wow. I totally like the fact that you do take a week off to sort of during your period, your moon cycle, just to ground, to regroup, to come, to heal. That's powerful. I think I'm going to use that one for sure.
Do it. It's a game changer because I feel like that whole week is like so powerful that if we don't effort ourselves during that week, I feel like we get so replenished for the weeks to come. So I don't hit burnout anymore because I'm like starting, well, hopefully, I'm starting to figure out like, oh, this is how my system works. So it's like I need a lot of rest during this week. I don't schedule anything before noon. So like honoring myself, even though it's not, it's unusual, even though it's not business savvy, even though all of these things, because the mind is like, what the fuck are you doing? But my body is like, oh no, this is what we need. Believe me, we need to do this. And so I just listen to that and see what happens.
Yes. As you should. Very beautiful, sister. I want to thank you so much for all your great advice. Thank you so much for your services. Thank you for following your intuition, following your heart, creating ICU Wellness, your sanctuary membership. That's beautiful. Not stopping, even though circumstances made it so that you can't do in person for now. So I appreciate all that you're doing, and keep it up, sister. Do not stop. And we need to continue. Sister.
Absolutely.
I will be placing the link to your website under under this video. I also will be placing a link to your YouTube channel under here as well. So I would like those who are viewing this to go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, tap on the notification bell. And once again, thank you, Mariam.
Thank you
And
so much for having me. It was
yes,
a beautiful conversation. I appreciate it.
no problems. We should do this again. Should do this again, most definitely. So thank you for now, and see you guys next time. Thank you.